When you make a decision to be great or do something outstanding, the only doubt that truly matters is self-doubt. Doesn't matter what other people say, what they think. All that matters is what you do. So trust your vision and see it through. Good morning to you, good day to you, good evening to you. Whatever time of day it is that you are watching this, I wish you the absolute best. My name is Freed. Welcome to The Art of Being Freed. This is a show that focuses on growth mindset for creatives. What is your favorite movie of all time? I'm talking about the movie that will make you think long after you've watched it. Today, we are going to talk about the 5 best movies, the 5 best films for a growth mindset. And we're going to exclude documentaries in this instance, as well as animated films. And we're going to focus on full-length live action films on this video. And with this being Father's Day weekend, I know I'm going to be hanging out watching some movies. So I thought it'd be cool to share some of my absolute favorite movies that make you think with you. And I'm going to do my absolute best to avoid spoilers. Okay, so number 5 is The Last Dragon. Now, this movie came out back in 1985. It was produced by the legendary Berry Gordy of Motown fame, and it's an action kung fu flick set in New York. I believe it's in Harlem, and it tells the tale of this young man named Leroy. They call him Bruce Leroy. He's this kung fu master, and he's on this journey to find the master or the one. And the movie is basically about his journey to get to this master. And one thing I love about this movie, outside of the aesthetic and the childhood memories that it brings, is the message. My biggest takeaway is that the one you seek is typically within you. People tend to search for like this big idea or this big one fix, this master key. But when it's all said and done, you're the master. You're the key. You have the glow. The one is you. Dope movie, highly recommend it, especially if you're a dad just looking to watch something this weekend. It's old school 80s, nothing like those types of movies. And for me, it was the first of its kind. It was the first time I was truly exposed to martial arts outside of Bruce Lee. That actually opened my mind to look more into Bruce Lee. So check out The Last Dragon. All right, so the number 4 movie, Rudy. Rudy is a really cool movie, came out in the 90s. It's based on the true story of a gentleman named Daniel Rudiger, who was a young man that was trying to make the Notre Dame football team. And it shows how he has to overcome, all of these challenges as he goes for his ultimate goal, his dream. And I'm all about like underdog movies. I'm from Fresno, California, which is like land of the underdogs, right? Go Bulldogs. And Rudy is the ultimate underdog story. The gentleman in this movie, he's short, he's undersized. He wants to play college football for this major college, right? Notre Dame's big time. It's still big time. And no one believes in him. Everyone talks him down. They laugh whenever he says he's going to go and do this big thing. They want him to stay in the same place, working this steel mill, but he continues to persist. And one of my biggest takeaways from this movie, from Rudy, is when you make a decision to be great or do something outstanding, the only doubt that truly matters is self-doubt. Doesn't matter what other people say, what they think. All that matters is what you do. So trust your vision and see it through. Now, my number 3 movie for personal development, Boiler Room. This is like the Wolf of Wall Street before the Wolf of Wall Street. It's the first movie I remember seeing Vin Diesel in. And when I started my sales career like 20 years ago, I remember the sales manager at the time, he was like, all right, for your homework, I want you to go and watch Boiler Room. And I took it serious because I had just had, this was like my first job. It was like a sales role. So I'm like, okay, this is real homework, huh? So I remember going and buying it, but I didn't watch it for like years, and which was probably, by design. It's probably good that I didn't watch it and lean on that as a source of sales education. But it was a genuinely entertaining movie to watch. Mainly how to be persuasive is one takeaway. I would say if you're in sales, you don't want to bring boiler room tactics to the prospect. Right there, they're majorly outdated. People have caught on, but there are some really good takeaways on how you can sell, how how you can interact with people and prospects, and even more importantly, how not to interact with prospects. In sales, to me, that's one of the most important roles. It's one of those roles where, hey, if you can learn to sell, you can change your life big time. And my biggest takeaway from the movie is to do the right thing and be ethical. Your character is everything. My best friend used to say all the right things for all the right reasons all the time. That's a mantra I do my best to live by. When you're not ethical, it could come back and bite you on the backside. So check out Boiler Room. Super cool movie. A lot of hip hop elements in it too. So check that movie out. Okay, my number 2 movie actually inspired this episode, and it's Interstellar. Now, I just saw Interstellar for the first time this week, like a couple days ago. And I know I'm like 10 years late, but wow, what a movie. It's so good. I'm actually going to watch it again. It's such an on-point film, like down to the literal science. And there are 2 takeaways I have from this movie. The first is that if you have this vibe in your heart that you should be doing something that you were meant to do, don't settle, go for it. Time is of the essence. And that's my second takeaway from this movie. Value your time. Value your time. Use it wisely. It's so precious. And the time you have with your family, with your friends, the time that you have to grow into your best self so you can be there for your people, like that's what matters. And I'm going to encourage you to avoid chasing after people who don't value your time, or maybe they're only reaching out if they need something. There's really no reciprocation. It's not mutual. Protect your energy, protect your time, right? And most importantly, work towards being able to do the things in life that you were meant to do and find a way to get paid for it. Definitely protect your time. It's really something that I'm thinking of. I'm being more mindful of. What are things that I'm saying yes to? Do I need to pump the brakes? Do I need to cut certain people off? Or do I continue to be a mentor and look out? That's what it had me thinking about after I watched it, because time is truly of the essence. That's my number 2 movie, Interstellar. All right, if you like this video so far, hit the subscribe button. If you want to see more videos like this, or at least like this video. Rarely talk about movies, but I love movies. I grew up watching movies. I could do a whole podcast on movies, but I figured let's talk about movies that develop, growth mindset. And I'd be curious to know, what are some of your favorite movies on growth mindset? Drop them in the comments, right? Let's get interactive here. So the number 1 movie for growth mindset that I've seen personally is The Pursuit of Happiness. Now, this is one of my favorite movies, certainly from Will Smith outside of I Am Legend. That's a super sick movie, but there's some really great messages and quotable moments in this movie. One of my favorite quotes from The Pursuit of Happiness is, don't ever let somebody tell you you can't do something. Not even me. You got a dream, you got to protect it. People can't do something themselves. They want to tell you they can't do it. I've seen and been in many situations where someone will tell you that you can't do something, or they'll question, why are you doing this? It's never been done. When you talk about protecting your dream, that may mean keeping your goals to yourself for a time and just working at them. Again, tell the world what you intend to do, but first show it. I love this movie for its heart and for the lessons, for the way the struggle to the victory is portrayed. And it's a bit of a sales movie. One of my big takeaways from it too is to just start at the top. If you're on the grind, like be bold, be willing to think outside of the box, and most importantly, be prepared for your opportunity when it comes. Have multiple action plans that you can follow through on. For me, being in sales, like I'm literally always thinking about different ways to hit my goals. Like I'm thinking, 20 to 30 different ways to hit my goals. I'm writing down different ways to hit my goals every single day. Mike Tyson once famously said, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the mouth, right? That stuck with me. So I'm always coming up with different ways, to hit my goals in the event that I do, get punched in the mouth. Because if you're going for something that's dope, if you're going for something that's like outstanding, you are going to get hit. You are going to get knocked down. And it's not about getting hit. It's not about getting knocked down. It's what are you going to do about it? That's the question. So those are my top 5 movies for mindset development. I did my best not to spoil them, right? Just kind of giving you my takeaways. We got sports, we got business, business, we got drama, we got action, we got science fiction, right? So just hitting on all levels. All of these films, they'll allow you to become a more critical thinker, and you'll likely find a tip or two that will elevate your mindset, which in turn will elevate your life. All right. For more videos like this, follow us on Instagram at Freed Podcast, posting every day. Be sure to subscribe to the Art of Being Freed podcast here on YouTube, where we talk about growth mindset every week. Check out the first season at the end of this video. Until next week, my name is Freed with the Art of Being Freed. I will see you soon. Peace.